Oh yeah, yeah. This is WGNG 106.3, the heat number one for hip hop and R&B, man. This is the Legacy Show with your boy Mike Hargrove. MI season make it look so easy. It's on the flow, all 2024. You better pick it up, baby. Hey man, we got Bestie Talk in the building. Big Janae C. Lee. We have a special guest in the building today, Miss Andrea Lee. What's going on, ladies?
Hey,
Hey,
How you living? How you living? What it is, what it ain't.
happy Monday. Happy to be here. How are y'all?
doing great,
Excelente.
feeling good.
Excelente.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. We have Andrea Lee. She is the founder of the Diamond Project Incorporated. Happy to have you. Thanks for joining us, Angie.
Thank you for the invite. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so starting off, just tell us a little bit about you, where you're from. We'll tell our audience about you because we already know about you. But tell our audience where you're from and kind of how you got to where you are today.
Perfect, perfect. Well, I'm Andrea Lee, and again, thank y'all so much for having me. Like you said, the audience don't know me, but y'all know me, and I've been knowing y'all since y'all were like some being quiet, little girls singing,
Come on.
running behind this big and Amanda. I remember like little Mike, little Sakura, and little Chris now.
That's right.
But yeah, born and raised in Grenada, went to school, Grenada High School, class of 2003. Once I left Grenada High School, I went to college at the University of Southern Mississippi in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, where I majored in psychology, but I've literally done nothing with that degree. Um, once
Nobody
I
does anything with their
right,
degree, I feel like.
right, that's the thing. But you know what, girl, I changed my major 5 times in school, and then I started with psychology, and I ended with psychology. And do nothing with psychology at all. I was just so close to finishing that I was like, let me just go ahead back over here so I get about default school. But after I graduated from Southern Miss, I moved to DC in 2009 to work for Congressman Thompson, who is the second congressional district of Mississippi's congressional member. Since 93 until now, he's still the congressional member of MSO2. I started as his scheduler. I moved up to his administrative director. I became his chief of staff and then the director of administration. So I worked for him in the personal office and on the House Committee on Homeland Security. While I was working for the congressman, one of the things for me it was, just being in public service, you're always helping people. And one of the things I always heard was that, it's okay to leave, but we need to find a way to take our talents and our skills back home to help the people at home. And I kept hearing that over the years, working in the congressman's office, and it was just pulling on me that it was something I was supposed to be doing to help Grenada, but I just did not know what that was. So over the years, I'm gonna say probably about 3 or 4 years, maybe 5. I came up with different ideas, like, oh, maybe I could do this in Grenada, or maybe I could do that in Grenada. And I would talk to people, I would do the research, do the needs analysis, trying to make sure it was something that was going to actually work in Grenada, because we've all seen programs come and go. You know what I mean? And so at the time, Trey Baker was the city manager. And so whenever I came up with an idea, I talked to Trey. I was like, Trey, hey, what do you think about this for Grenada? What do you think about that for Grenada? And we'll talk about the different needs. And homelessness was one of the things that I had originally planned on targeting. But I was like, you know what? In the South, not saying that we don't have homelessness down in the South, but it's not the way you see it up here in Socorro. I know you up here, so you know. And Mike, you've lived here, so you know what it looks like in DC. It don't look that same way in Grenada because, in my opinion, we just take care of our people. So if they mean they
That's
sleeping on
right.
your couch,
That's
they
right.
sleeping in your garage, they done made a
Yeah.
bed or whatever the case is, you didn't see it down there.
Mhm.
So the need was not the same. And so for years, it just continued to weigh on me that there was something I was supposed to be doing and I didn't know what. And I kid y'all not, the Diamond Project came to me in the middle of the night. It was like 2 in the morning. I was in the bed. Diamond
Okay.
Project, the idea for it just came to me. And I got up and I was like, oh, I should do a mentoring program for girls in Grenada. And one of my friends, she's not from Grenada, but she be up all times of the night. So I knew she was gonna be up, and I hit her up and I told her the idea. She was like, oh, I think that'll be great. And so literally over that weekend, I did the business plan. I established the business with the Secretary of State, did it all. And I knew that's what I was supposed to be
Wow.
doing because it came together so quickly. And I wanted to do something specifically to help young girls in Grenada because I was a young girl in Grenada before. So I know what that felt like I know sometimes being from a small town, how you can feel limited. I know the lack of resources. And, you know, sometimes you just need somebody to show you something different from what you're exposed to every day. And in my position, I feel like it would be a good opportunity for girls because I know I've been blessed. I can't say nothing other than I've been blessed since I've been in DC with some crazy opportunities, things that I never thought I would be able to do. I've sat in rooms with people I never thought I would sit in rooms with,
Come
and I
on
can
now.
do it on my own. You know what I mean? Somebody opened the door for me, mostly women, and so I just wanted to do for young girls, specifically girls in Mississippi, what was done for me. So that's how the Diamond Project came to be. I went and found some friends, and I was very particular about people that I brought on to be mentors in the Diamond Project, because I wanted to be taken seriously. You know what I mean? And I wanted to be able to trust people because I need people to be able to trust me. I need them to be able to trust my program and the people that they're bringing their children in to learn from. You know what I mean? So I started off with a slate of people that were good friends, people that had just as much access as me, because again, the goal was exposure. So we trying to expose these girls and open some doors and take them to some places. So I was very particular about the mentors, and then from there, just kind of grew where people reach out to me and ask could they mentor, could they come speak, and it just continues to grow over the years from there.
That is awesome, Andrea. I'm so proud of you for using your journey and taking all of your resources and talents to give back to our community in Grenada. I'm pretty sure that all of the young girls that are in the Diamond Project greatly appreciate it. So I want to get more into the Diamond Project. How many years have you been in operation so far? And what areas do you service? Is it just Grenada right now?
So we just celebrated 7 years in June. We incorporated June the 14th of 2017. And I do want to say a little bit about that. I didn't expect for us to make it 7 years. I didn't expect, like, even though it's my program, not saying I went into it expecting to fail, but going back to what I said earlier about we've seen programs come and go. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's hard to get that support, even from your hometown. It's hard to get that support that
Yeah.
sometimes you need. And so, with that being the case, I started the program in 27, literally like that same weekend. I went online and started that program. The name came to me, everything was done that same weekend. And so, that first year, I was like, I don't know if this gonna work out. I'm just gonna try it. So I didn't make us a 501c3 for the first 2 years. So that first year, really year and a half, 2 years, I funded the Diamond Project out of my pocket because I was like, I don't know how long this thing gonna last. I don't know what it's gonna do. And then once we started growing, the membership started growing, the parents were reaching out, people were beating down the door, the inbox, and all of those things. I was like, oh, and you know, it worked out. I finally made us a 501c3 and started fundraising. But that what I didn't collect the first dime for the Diamond Project until 2020. And that was during the pandemic. Before then, I just paid for it out of my pocket. So it was it's been good. 7 years, 7 years strong. We're continuing to grow. And right now we are just servicing Grenada, Socorro. Now during the pandemic, because we were virtual, I had girls from everywhere. I had girls from Atlanta, I had girls from Philadelphia, I had girls from Tennessee, I had girls from all over the place during the pandemic. But again, that's because we were virtual. Now, once I get into a place where I can expand, I will, because I've had several people to ask me about expanding the Diamond Project. I've had people to ask in Jackson, I've had Atlanta, I've had Philly, and then that was, as of today, Crispin in Birmingham. So, no, I'm 100% open to that. We just got to get to that point because the Diamond Project is not easy to run. Let me just tell y'all that. It is not easy to run, especially from up here. So, but we do it. We do it. And it's honestly thanks to my mentors because I have some great mentors. People be like, how you running it all the way from DC? Like, because I got some good feet on the ground in Grenada. I got some good feet on the ground in Grenada. So, yeah, 7 years. And definitely we can talk about expanding. It's just, let me get to that point. Let me just get there to where I'm comfortable with it.
So, what are some of the activities that you guys do with the Diamond Project with the girls? What are some of the things that you guys have done over the past 7 years?
Oh, girl, we have covered almost any topic you name it, we've covered it. We have our 6 programmatic points, and as long as our programs fall under those points, then I let the mentors do whatever it is they're passionate about, whatever it is they feel like they can best educate the girls on. and what they feel is needed, what they've seen is needed, what we've heard from parents is needed. So that can go anywhere from sex education to financial literacy to mental health, suicide prevention, bullying prevention, self-care, civic engagement. We've done a lot of stuff. Most recently over the weekend, we got them involved again in civic engagement. So we did a voter registration walk in Grenada where the girls went door to door. They did. They did. They did a voter registration walk. We called it our Diamonds for Democracy walk. So the girls, in partnership with the Southern Poverty Law Center, went door to door in Grenada, having people to check their voter registration status, and they would register them to vote right at their front doors if they needed to. So they ended up registering people to vote on Saturday. And it was good that they did that because, one, we train them up, start them young. I don't think it's ever too young because we grew up listening to our grandparents talk about the struggle of the civil rights movement. And, the first time they voted and their expectation of us to vote. So I feel like even though we're not in that same fight, we can still teach these young girls very young of what their responsibility and their right is once they get old enough to vote. So we had those girls do it. They loved it. And they actually had some residents in Grenada who learned from them knocking at their front door Saturday that they had been purged from the voter registration list. So they re-registered people to vote over the weekend. So that was something that we just did. This weekend coming up, they have a self-care workshop. They have the Diamond Project is doing a lot. Like I said, we do tween talk with the sex education. We do business courses. So we do something called Little Boss 101, where we teach how to create your own business. We start them literally at the Secretary of State website and walk them through it. We teach them bylaws and how to write business plans. We do baking class. We take it back throwback, do a little home ec. So we do baking class.
Right.
They've done in November they're getting ready to do what are they doing in November? Banana puddings and sweet potato pies. But they do, you name it, they do it. I have taken those girls to the Image Awards, the NAACP Image Awards in LA. They've been to the White House several times. They do a lot. They do a lot. They really do.
So what y'all doing so much? What would you say has been your proudest moment thus far?
Oh, my proudest moment. You know what? It's actually been recent. I would say maybe about 6 months ago, two of my older girls in the Diamond Project, they requested to meet with me. So normally it's me like, hey, y'all available? Can y'all get on? But no, they reached out to me and I was like, hey, Miss Andrea, can we meet with you? And I was like, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we get on and they pitched this whole program idea for a big sister program that they wanted to implement in the Diamond Project. So they felt like, okay, y'all mentor us, but each year we're bringing in new girls. We want to be big sisters to show them the way and teach them the expectations, and we could be the middle people between y'all and them. And I was just like, okay. So I tasked them with writing out a program draft. Tell me what this is gonna look like, how y'all want it to operate. They did that. And so back in August, we were in Jackson. Some of my girls came down to participate in another civic engagement event. And when we were out to dinner, I'm thinking they were in their rooms, literally playing around, doing what girls do in a hotel room when they're on a trip. They were in their room planning out their first meeting. So when I took them out to dinner, they had an agenda and a whole program draft for me. Like, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. This is going to be the big sisters. This is how we're going to run this. And I was very proud of them because they were intentional. It wasn't just an agenda of games and fun and ha-ha and he. It was, we're going to do this because they need to learn that. And we're going to do this activity because they need to learn that. And it was all of these things that we've taught them over the years. So it goes to show that they're learning, they're listening, they're implementing, and then they're willing to pass it forward. So they did they called it the Big Little meeting. They had their Big Little meeting, 2 weeks ago? And I wasn't there, but I saw videos from it, and I was listening to the way that they were talking. I was so proud of the way they did their meeting. So I would say that was one of my proudest moments in the Diamond Project, just to see some of these girls that walked in as sixth graders now being my seniors, teaching the now sixth graders, what the expectations are and welcoming them. That's also very, to see how they welcome them and they teach them. That makes me proud.
So would you say like that's a part of your motivation to kind of see the return on your investment? Because I know me and my sister, we used to do a summer camp, which it was a few more people involved, but to see the people to see the kids that we worked with who were junior high kids, and you see them now, they like grown. you know. So like, is that a part of what motivates you to keep you going? Like, what is it that starts your engine? You know what I'm saying?
That is absolutely it. Because the goal has always been for these girls to grow up, go to school, do whatever they're gonna do, but to also come back and become mentors. That's always been the goal. We want y'all to do for other girls what we've done for y'all. So we always teaching them and reminding them like one day this is gonna be you standing up here. We need you to teach that to the next set of girls. And
Right.
so no, that definitely motivates me to see them learning, to see girls, sometimes even when we're not expecting them to, you'll hear them talking to other girls in the program, and they're literally saying to them the exact thing you said to them. You might have said it 6 months, a year ago, 2 years ago, but they were listening. You hear people say all the time, kids are sponges, and if y'all got kids, so y'all know kids are sponges. But that's when I really realized how much they are, how much they really are soaking in when you hear them literally say word for word what you said to them long time ago. But they were listening, they got it. So no, that definitely motivates me to keep going. Messages from parents. I hear back from parents a lot because luckily we have a good group of supportive parents that give us a lot of feedback. And they'll say, hey, we really love this program and what you're doing. I've seen this change in my daughter. She talks more. She speaks up more. She stands up for herself more. Her self-esteem is better. Her attitude is better. Her grades are better. And, sometimes I ain't gonna lie. When we were doing the diamond project, I'm like, are we doing this just for fun? Like, these kids see this is just something to do. Is this like the babysitter club? I don't know if it's making an impact, but then parents will come and just out the blue, you'll get this message, a long text message or email from a parent that's like, let me tell you about my child and the impact that this program has made. Please don't ever stop. And we get that a lot. So that
So,
pushes me to keep going.
So, Andrea, can you talk to us about the impact that you've seen in the girls? Like, tell us an example of where they started from and where they are now as a result of being in the Diamond Project.
Okay. I'm gonna use one girl for example because I know she don't mind, and I always say she's my biggest success story. So one of my girls, Sierra came to the Diamond Project. I want to say Sierra was I don't know, I can't remember if she was 7th or 8th grade. I feel like she was 8th grade. She was 8th grade when she came to the Diamond Project. This little girl, first of all, a parent has to sign you up for the Diamond Project. So she reaches out to me in an email. I know that this is a child. And I said, hey, baby, just have your mom, your parent, whoever, to reach out to me, and I'll get you started out sending the paperwork. And so she was like, okay. So then I get a second email, and I can clearly tell it's her pretending to be a parent to get in this program. And I'm just like, okay. I was like, listen, have your mama fill this out. And because it was no point in me continuing to go back and forth with her because I'm like, okay, she's very determined to be in this program. So let me just send this to her because we would get ready to have a parent meeting anyway. And so I'm like, she gonna have to bring a parent to the parent meeting. You know what I mean? I don't care who fill out this form because she did it so fast. She flipped it back. The typos were there. I was like, she did this. You know what I mean? But
Determined.
very determined, very, very determined. But when we had that parent meeting, that child came through the door pulling her grandma by the hand. She did. She did. She came and she sat up there and she came in the Diamond Project and we had our parent meeting. When the parent meeting was over, her grandma came up to me and she was like, I'm gonna really need you to like really put a tight hold on Sierra because she needs this. And I was like, okay. So at the time, Sierra was fighting. She was in alternative school. They got put out of school. She was always in trouble. It was a bunch of mess on social media because she just didn't know how to act. So we would stand on Sierra all the time. And she's a sponge because you would see her listen. And it was kind of like, I don't know which way this could go, good or this could go bad, because she listens, but she would get right back off of social media. I mean, get back off of the phone with us, and she's on social media, she's doing the same thing. You know what I mean? And like, well, Sierra, why we gotta keep fussing at you about this, that, and the other? And she was like, well, it was this thing about walking up the street. It was every time she walked up the street, she got in trouble, y'all. And so it was a fight. And we were like, well, why do you keep walking up the street? She said, well, I walk up the street with my friends. They trying to jump them. They ain't trying to jump me, but I be with my friends. So if they gonna fight, then I'm gonna fight. And I'm like, well, you just need to be walking up the street. I will never forget the day. You can talk to them kids 100 times, but they really gotta want to do it for themselves. I will never forget the day we were on. It was something virtual. I don't know if we were doing our mentor Monday or something, but we were doing a check-in with all of the girls. We were asking what their plans were for the week or the weekend or whatever it was. And she said, well, I'm just going to sit in the house and read. And I was like, are you? She was sitting on her bed. And she was like, yeah, I'm just going to sit in the house and read. She said, because I just decided I ain't walking up the street no more. And I was just like, okay, that was shocking. But I kid you not, Sierra started getting in trouble. Sierra came about alternative school. This girl got back in school. Grades went up. She got like a leadership trophy or award or something from like Spirit Camp. And she just started doing so well. And she sent us like one day out of the blues another message. We got a message from her, and she was just like, "I'm so grateful for the Diamond Project because if it weren't for y'all, I would not be sitting here. I would not." She's like, "I don't even recognize the person I am." She said, I never thought I would be sitting here with awards and being recognized for all of these different things." She was like, and it's because of y'all. And so I think Sierra, to me, I want to say she is probably like the one I'm the most proud of because I've seen the change in that kid. She literally came to me in alternative school, and she just this summer just came off Capitol Hill doing an internship.
Wow, that's
so
big.
yeah.
So with this, I guess my question for you is like, where? Well, it's a two-part question, right? So how has this taught you to have grace and patience with people, right? And where is that fine line? Like, okay, now I done gave you these many chances. Now I'm done with you, or whatever. I know you can't just completely be done with the girls, but it's only so much that you can give before you like, okay, now I done tried all I can do. It's on you.
Yeah, or have you ever had to put someone out of the Diamond Project?
Girl, you took the thought right out of my head. Okay. So the first part of the question, I've always liked kids. I've always loved kids. I was like the neighborhood babysitter, keeping everybody baby growing up. So I think I always had that patience, that grace. Like, okay, they just, they kids. I don't step out quick on kids. I just don't. Which is why, if that was gonna be my case, I wouldn't have started the Diamond Project because I would have known I don't have the patience for this. You know what I mean? But as far as like drawing a line, there's definitely a line to be drawn. Because again, one of the things that I take very seriously is like my program's reputation, and I need people to be able to trust my program. We have a very positive image, and I plan to keep it that way. So I'm particular about who I let in the program, not kids, but as far as like who gets to come in here and mentor, because again, that matters to me. I've had people that ask to be mentors, and I'm just like, you're not really a good fit for what I want the Diamond Project to. You know what I mean? And not to say,
no, it's okay. You got to look over us.
Yeah, you gotta have standards.
Not to say, right, you have standards, not to say that we're better than anybody, but I just know, I know what I want my program to be. And I need to be able to answer for people that I bring on as mentors. I need to be able to answer for you. You know what I mean? And so with that being the case, I take our image and our reputation very seriously. And so there's definitely a line when it comes to somebody trying to attack us in that way or saying we're this, we're that. I have had to put a kid out. I never expected to have to put a kid out, but it happened because a child did not want to follow the rules. And she felt like because she had a certain last name in the Grenada community that it was supposed to scare me. And that having her family to reach out to me was supposed to scare me. Like, y'all don't know who our family is. Like, I had all of that going on. I could not believe it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna deal with this the way I need to do it. I let her. She finished up everything she needed to finish up, and then I sent her parent and said she's not in my program anymore. We don't tolerate that. Like, you can't scare us into doing what you want us to do when your child is in my program, and to letting your child do what she wants to do when she's under our care. That's not how this works. And it was like threatening to like, it was Facebook stuff. And y'all know, y'all can check my Facebook. I'll go on Facebook and vent and act a fool about nothing. So we're not gonna do that with the Diamond Project.
Keep your emotions off Facebook, people. Keep them off.
Right. That's just not what we do. So when you start trying to bring my program into some mess, I'm just gonna remove the problem, even if that means removing your child. That's what they didn't expect, but I had to do it.
Shout out to the Diamond Project and Miss Andrea Lee out here standing on business. No disrespect to nobody, but it's the
so
real.
Andrea, tell us what qualifies someone to be a mentor for the Diamond Project?
You know what? To be honest, Sakura, I don't even have a set list of requirements for you to be a mentor. You don't necessarily have to be from Grenada. You don't have to have this level of degree of education, this and that. Honestly, for me, you just have to care and really want to change these kids' lives. That's all I'm looking for. And if I can see your social media and know the type of person that you are, and if I can, you can explain to me what you stand for. I already know what you stand for because most of my people I know, that's enough for me. You know what I mean? And most of my mentors, I know some of them I didn't know. You know, I do an interview and we go through a series of questions and things. We do a background check, and that's it. But I'm not gonna say, oh, you have to have a degree and you got to be from Grenada and you got to be this. No, you don't. You don't. You know, if I can see that you care and you literally want to make a positive impact on these kids' lives, that's great. Let's move forward. Let's interview.
I love
Absolutely.
that.
So as far as the girls go, so how many girls do you have? We'll answer that. We have to take a quick commercial break according to Mike here that's in the background. But after that, I want to know how many girls you have and what your intake process is.
Okay. So I currently have 27 girls, and we do open enrollment every summer. And so some of the girls stay, some of the girls go, some of the girls graduate because I have girls who graduated now. Currently 27 girls, and I don't turn any girls away. I don't turn anyone away. So you don't have to interview, you don't have to be voted on or anything. If you register your child, you pay the membership, we let all the girls come in because the goal is to help the kids. So I'm not turning
Right.
anybody away. You know, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you don't qualify. That's not what we do. If your mama fill out your form and she bring you, you're in.
Oh.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Well, look, man, we about to take a quick little commercial break. We got to pay the bills. Look, this is the Legacy Show, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hey, man, we got the Diamond Project in the building. Miss Andrea Lee, the founder of the Diamond Project, man. We got Bestie Talk, Big Janae C. Lee. Hey, man, you know who it is. It's MI Season. Make it look so easy. This is WGNG 106.3. The Heat. Don't touch that dial, baby.
Andrea, this is really awesome. Like, you are blessing my heart in every way, just talking about the Diamond Project.
Thank you. I appreciate that, girl. And we love Amaria. You know, Amaria came in
Oh,
and she won the popcorn fundraiser. She wasn't even in the Diamond Project. She was not even in the Diamond Project when she
oh
won.
wow.
Mm-mm. So
I thought she was in it.
not
What's
in the jet. So what I did was because I have so many girls that be wanting to be in it. Sometimes. So here's the thing: the Diamond Project started was free. It was 100% free, and so once we started to grow, and all of our bills started to increase, because see, Trey ain't city manager no more in Grenada, so we had to start paying for our spaces. See, when Trey was city manager, I had to pay for Taylor Hall or nowhere. Trey would just give us the space, like boom, it's a good cause here. But once Trey left, I had to start paying for spaces. Hampton Inn went from like $79 to $150. Now it's $250, and I,
Wow.
we give T-shirts and we bringing girls on trips. It got expensive, so we put a membership fee on it. It's $150 a year, right? But some people can't afford it. So what I do is they use the popcorn fundraiser to raise their membership fee. So what I did this year, rather than waiting for girls to get in, like to come to the interest meeting, and then I said, oh, it's $150, and they're like, oh, I can't afford it. I invited them to be a part of our boot camp. I invited them to be a part of our boot camp this year so that they could go ahead and fundraise the money for their fee this upcoming year. So by the time August came, they were already set.
Oh, nice.
Hey, this is
Mhm.
this is how old do you have to be in the program?
11.
And 12.
Well,
Okay.
we have a young 12-year-old, Brooklyn Hughes.
Hey, Brooklyn. Hey. Is
Tell
Brooklyn
them
from
what you
Grenada?
do. Tell them what you do. Yeah, we live on Facebook, by the way. But you wanted to do this.
Oh no.
Don't run now. Don't run
Oh,
now.
Brooklyn, come back. What do I do? I don't know.
Just tell them your name and what you got going on. She's Miss Science.
My name is Brooklyn Hughes. I'm Miss Science at East.
Girl, you better talk like you know what you got going on. Come on now, let them know what you got going. You just said you were 12.
I said I'm almost 12.
Okay, so she's 11. She's almost 12.
She still qualified. It's 11.
That's right.
I'm 11.
So we're gonna get you her information, Miss Lee.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'll let you when I get done.
Love to see you put on the spotlight.
Is that your daughter? That's your baby?
No man.
Oh.
No. No man. 11 years?
Wow.
Oh, wait.
What you
That's
saying
nice.
about 11-year-old?
Wait, I got a 17-year-old.
Dang, right? I was
Not
still
yet.
got milk behind my ears,
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. No, not me. Not me. It's the granddaughter, the great granddaughter of the owner of the radio station. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, we can
Okay.
get back going. Let me get y'all right. Oh, yeah. Turn your click up, dog. Okay, WGNG 106.3 The Heat. Number one for hip hop and R&B, man. This is the Legacy Show. Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And we got Bestie Talk in the building. We got Big Janez. We got C. Lee in the building. And we have Miss Andrea Lee with the Diamond Girl Project. With the Diamond Project. I'm sorry, I said Diamond Girl
It's
Project.
okay.
But you know, y'all are Diamond Girls. You're shining, baby. You're shining. What's happening, man? We got a great interview going on.
Thank you.
Yeah, so for those that are just tuning in, we are live with Andrea Lee. She is the founder of the Diamond Project, which is a mentorship for girls now currently in the Mississippi Delta, just servicing ages 11 up until they leave high school. And she said they have 27 members. They don't have a cap on how many members that they intake. So if someone is listening and they're interested in getting their young girl signed up, kind of tell us what that process is. Is there a particular intake time, or what do they have to do to get signed up?
So every summer, the Diamond Project does open enrollment, and we put the flyer out on Facebook, social media, because that's what we are. And if you are on our email list, you'll get it that way too. But we do open enrollment for 2 weeks, and at that point, we just ask parents to send us an email if they're interested in having their child become a member of the Diamond Project. From there, we send them a registration form. They fill out the registration form, and then it's okay, you have X amount of time to pay your membership fee. We do a parent meeting, and then from there, you're in. You know, we bring the girls in, we do a Diamond Project 101 workshop where we teach them the 20 principles, because they do have 20 principles that they have to learn. We have the Diamond Project Promise, which is super long, but some of those girls, I might have one or two girls that know that. They don't know that for real. But we just go over all things Diamond Project and let them know what they need to know. But we don't turn any kids away. They sign up, they pay, and they're in, because the goal is to impact as many kids as we can. So it's not a you made it and you didn't make it type process. It's not that. As long as you sign up by the deadline, then you're good. And then we have parents that still reach out, and we just let them know that, hey, we'll do open enrollment again next summer.
That's dope.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I love that. I'm gonna sign my daughter up, but she's all the way in Alabama.
See, in Birmingham, I know. Listen, we can talk about this Birmingham chapter. We can.
Yes,
The
that's gonna be the
Birmingham
first one
chapter.
we open. So we're gonna speak it into existence.
And do Birmingham, and then I got somebody knocking on me about Atlanta real hard. So we
Come
might
on,
do Atlanta
ATL.
next.
Come
Yeah. We
on.
gonna do
So
what we can do.
So go ahead, Mike.
I just had a question, like, so if there were any men who wanted to start like a men's mentoring program, what advice would you give them?
Man, I'm so glad you said that. So I have had a lot of people to ask me if I do this for boys, and I'm like, I don't. I've had a ton of people to ask me that over the years, and I'm like, I don't. I'm like, but somebody should do it. Somebody should do it for real.
We
And
need
I would help. I 100% would help. If we can partner with the Diamond Project, they can be brothers. I don't know how we do it, but my advice would be to legit find you some good people on the ground in Grenada, because it's gonna take that. It's that you're gonna have to have somebody in Grenada that can help you, that can be feet on the ground, that can go do all of the things, and a few people, because it takes more than one or two people to run the program. When I started, I was going to Mississippi every month. Every month in 2019, you could catch me in Mississippi doing those workshops. And now I don't have to go every month, because I got people that know the process. They know how to run the workshops. They know everything. They got access to what they need. I trust them. The parents trust them. And I'm gonna say big shout out to Shauna Tillman, because let me tell y'all something.
Right.
When Shauna came on as a member of the Diamond Project, let me tell you, Shauna is my person. If Shauna tell me she can do it, if she gonna do it, I can turn it back up and go to sleep. I
Come
can
on.
literally just turn back up and go to sleep, because Shauna is dependable like that, and she really changed it when it came to having somebody down there that I could depend on. So Shauna is like a lot of times my go-to person, but you need people like Shauna. I had Adrian Markham, because before she moved to Tupelo, Adrian was my person on the ground in Grenada, and I got good mentors. My mentors in Grenada, they really do. They're responsible. They take care of stuff. They really they do it. So I feel like if you were gonna start something for the boys, If you in Grenada, that's even better. If you local, that's even better. Take it, be serious about it, be consistent. I think you have to be consistent with it, and you have to hold, the parents responsible too to their part of it. Because I have a rule in the Diamond Project: if you miss three, three programs, like three workshops in a row, you're very respectfully, but automatically removed. And I say that because you have to be present in order for us to make an impact. I can't
Yeah.
mentor your child if your child is not there. You know what I mean? And we do that because we would have sometimes have kids that just want to show up for the Christmas party. But they ain't show up for nothing else. And we did financial literacy or just whatever else. They ain't want to do that. But I feel like if you have parents that support your program and you hold them accountable to bringing their kids there, and you have mentors that you lay out the responsibility, the expectations, responsible mentors, I think you can work it out. Honestly, just get you a good group of people that you trust, and stay consistent.
Mm.
Well, Mike,
A
we're
good
coming on
team,
to get that off the
consistency.
ground.
There you go. It came
I
from
think you
you, so you
should.
got
I
it.
really think
I'm just
you should.
calling now.
Or
Yeah,
somebody, if you're not
yeah.
interested, like somebody should. I've asked
It's
people.
not, it's just it's ironic because somebody said something to me yesterday about doing it. So it's that's why I was just asking because
Look at God.
somebody.
Yeah.
No, I definitely think you should, honestly, because I've mentioned it to a couple of people in Grenada. They be like, "Nah, I don't think I can do that. Or, how am I gonna do it?" And I be trying to tell them, but no, I think if that's something that you're interested in, you should, because it's needed. You do need it for the little boys too. I
Yeah.
can't teach little boys nothing, so somebody need to come up in there and do it. I can't. That's what people say. You do it for little boys. I'm like, no, I
And
Yeah.
can't
we're
do it
coming
for
to
them.
the man, yeah.
But they need it. They need it. You got the 100 Black Men of Grenada. They have a mentorship component to theirs. But I
Mhm.
don't think it's like it's not the same format as the Diamond Project, but we're doing something every month. We actually do more than once a month. We have workshops once a month, but we have mentor Mondays, and then we have pop-ups. We have all kind of stuff going on. All kind
Mhm.
of stuff. So I
Okay.
know, I definitely think you should do it.
Okay. I be
Andrea,
hitting you up.
so how do you think Grenada would have benefited from a program like Diamond Project 5 to 10 years ago? And what type of impact do you hope to have in the next 5 years with the Diamond Project?
That's a good question, Sakura. 5 or 10 years ago, let me see where it was. I was still up here. I was grown 5 or 10 years ago. So let's say before then, because they had it 5 years ago. They had it. So let's say 10 years ago. I think we would have probably had the same impact where girls were able. For me, I feel like what I hear my girls say the most is that the Diamond Project has shown them a life outside of Grenada. You know what I mean? Because some girls we've had that have flown for the first time with us. Never been on a plane before. They flew for the first time with us. They've been several places, eating certain things, tried like different experiences for the first time. So I feel like maybe if we had it 10 years or longer, I would say that maybe we would have more people that would be more open to trying new things. Because what I found is, even I'm gonna say this about, like, I'm gonna use my dad for example. You have a lot of people that my dad don't like to try new stuff. He don't like to leave outside Grenada. He don't. If he go outside Grenada, he coming right back. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I've had girls in the Diamond Project that started that way. The thought of
Mm.
leaving, even going farther than Memphis, was scary to them, and now they're not scared anymore. So I feel like something, if we had it before now, we would probably have more people that would have been willing to like venture out and try certain things. Just knowing that if it don't work out, you can always go back home, but just don't be scared to leave. So that's what we
Right.
push. I feel like we would just probably have more people out, maybe doing more than what they are, just out of fear. Not because
Yeah.
they can't, just
Yeah.
because they're scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the impact that I'm hoping to continue to have on girls. I want girls to go out there, try new things, see things, go places. I'm hoping like their next trip is gonna be New York, because that's the one place I haven't been and I want to take them. After that, I want these girls to start going out the country.
I'm trying to
You
go
know,
too. What's
Damn.
up?
because
Put my
Love
they
to
name on the
see
love it.
that.
road.
Like
Right.
any place that I wanted them to go, I feel like I've done that already. Like I said, I took my mentee of the year, Tanaya. I took her to the Image Awards, and she literally sat up in there. She was starstruck, getting to see all the stars being on TV. So we've done LA. She with the Hollywood and Beverly Hills. They've done DC. They've sat in the White House, literally front row, right? The president spoke. They've gone to an event with First Lady Jill Biden. They have those girls been exposed to a lot. They have a lot of high profile names. They have really had a lot of exposure. Jill Scott during our virtual stuff. Just got logged on to one of our meetings and spoke to them. Angela Rye has spoken to them. Derek Johnson has spoken to them. They met Whoopi Goldberg in the White House. Got pictures with Whoopi. And they've had exposure. They've been in the shade room, literally. I didn't even know they were talking to y'all. They've been what is it? Essence, Ebony magazine. So they've done a lot. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting to the point now where I want to like just push the envelope a little bit farther. So I'm thinking I want to try to start taking them out of the country. That's the yep. Hope I see Hope message. Hope said passport stamps. That's what I'm thinking too. Hope like we've done everything else. It's like except for New York. And I say New York because I know how New York made me feel. That was the first big place I went to. When I left, that was the biggest place I went to. And that was because of Grenada Band. You know what I mean? Without the brought us here. And shout out to Dr. Dagnall and Ms. Russell too while I'm talking about the Diamond Project because I've had nothing but their support since I started this program. I just want to plug that.
That's what's up.
But New York, I have girls that's not been to New York. So I'm gonna try to do New York. I'm not gonna say try, we're gonna do New York. And after that we headed out of the country. That's next. So that's the impact. It's exposure for me. It's just continued exposure. That's my long-term goal.
And what would you say to any young girls who may be listening right now and they're looking to grow and be more refined as a young lady? What type of encouragement would you give them?
My encouragement would be to like really believe that you can do anything you want to do. I know it sounds cliche and you hear it all the time, you hear it everywhere, but that's the truth. That is a genuine truth. You really can do anything you want to do if you work hard and you believe. You gotta pray. You know what I mean? It's like I was saying earlier, it's a lot of things that I never, ever, ever thought I would have done. It's things I never like places I never thought I would have gone, people I never thought I would have met. I sit in rooms I never thought I would have sat in. You know what I mean? Like being the president of the United States. You know what I'm saying? The first lady, all of those things, sitting in rooms. It's just been amazing. And those are things that I feel like happened because I believed it. And there's a lot of things I talked to God about, and God listens. You know what I mean? God listens. And if you work hard and you do those things, it'll happen for you. You know what I mean? It 100% will happen for you. So I feel like, especially young girls in small towns, don't feel like you're limited by what you see around you. If you believe and you truly, truly believe that you can do something, I don't care what that thing is, you can 100% do it.
You're gonna make me cry, Andrea. I remember, like as a little girl, because like as a little girl, I was in Grenada, always like asking, "Where am I from? What's my purpose?" And knowing on the inside, I was so much bigger than my surroundings, but like no one around me really understood what I was talking about. And like here I am today, writing stuff that goes to the president all the time. And you know, I just understand what it's like to be that young Black girl looking for hope and not, you know, seeing it around. So I think what you're doing is truly beautiful and it's life changing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I really believe it, Sakura, like what you said. You just look up one day and you're doing the exact thing that you never thought you could do, or you really, really wanted to do, but didn't know how you were gonna be able to do it. I'll give you two examples. Like the first one, when we went to New York with the band, that's the first time again that I've been to New York. So the first time I've seen a billboard on Times Square, right? So we marching through Times Square. Dr. Dagnon already told us that we got to blow harder when we get to a certain point because it's so much noise and it's all this, that, and the other. So you got to really be playing. And when we got to Times Square with all of the billboards, I swear I was not playing. I was not playing. I was not playing my horn. I wasn't because I was overwhelmed by everything else. I was like, oh my God, this so pretty, this so this, so this, so that. And of course, just like most people in the world were like, oh my God, I want a billboard on Times Square. I want a billboard. Didn't know how, didn't know what I was gonna be doing up on a billboard or nothing, but it happened. You know what I mean? I looked up one day and I'm in New York looking at my billboard on Times Square. So that's one of the things. Do you know what I'm saying? And I remember being
on that billboard on Times Square. I was like, I never thought I would be on Times Square, but Sean,
girl, me either. Me either. And I'm telling you, like that type of stuff. That's what I'm saying. God knows. God listen. He knows. Another thing, one like this position. So the White House has a position. It's called the Social Secretary, and I was always like, oh, I want that position. I want to plan events for the White House. I want to plan events for the President of the United States. I want to. Well, it didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen, and who I wanted it to happen for, but it happened because last year I did an event for the vice president of the United States, at her home. And I remember sitting there, I remember the day when we went to do the walkthrough and we had this planning meeting. I was standing outside, it was raining. Like today was a day like today. I was standing outside her house and I was standing under the umbrella and I was waiting on her social secretary to come out and get me. And I was like, am I really standing outside at Kamala Harris's residence when I walk in her house to plan a party? And this has been like a dream for years. Didn't know how it was gonna happen, and it didn't happen how I thought it was gonna happen, but it happened. So that's why I say, if you believe it, I'm telling you, if you believe it and you keep working, it will 100% happen. I don't know how it happens, other than God, but it's gonna happen. Yeah.
That's lit.
Wow. I love that. So if anyone is listening, how can they donate to the Diamond Project? If they just want to sow a seed, how can they do that?
So we accept donations 24/7. Okay. The Diamond Project's website is www.thediamondproject.org, and we have a donate tab on our front page that is always active. So you can donate to the Diamond Project that way, or if you want to send a check, you can reach out to me and I'll give you the address. But that's how you donate. Thank you, Miss Watson. I'm reading your mom's. Didn't I just tell you your mom always be coming?
She's not supportive. She's
I just talked about Miss Watson. She be coming. Thank you.
Yes, so for those listening, my mom saying Andrea is making a superlative impact on the girls in Grenada. My hat is off to you.
Thank
so it looks
you.
like we are at time here. Mike said it's time to wrap up. So how can people get in contact with you? I know you said the Diamond Project, but you personally, how can people reach you on social media?
Well, of course I'm on Facebook. It's my name, Andrea S. Lee. I am on social media, mostly Instagram. That's where I'm at. So my Instagram is Southern Star 84. The Diamond Project has an Instagram that I check along with one of the girls, so that's another way to get in touch with me, and that's the Diamond Project Inc. And email address for the Diamond Project is sparkle@thediamondproject.org.
Sparkle.
Thank you for coming on, Andrea.
Of course,
We've really
thank
been
you for
blessed.
having me.
Mike has a call there. But I absolutely love it. You really touched me. I got chills throughout your interview because I love how you're making an impact to young women, and that is so needed. So whenever you need me, I'm happy to help in any way that I can. I know that I am afar, but I do travel back to Mississippi. So whenever you need me, just let me know.
We can do that because we talked about that. Yeah. So whenever y'all in Grenada, because we do have speakers, like even if you can't come on as a mentor, we have speakers that come in all the time and talk to them. So if it's anything in particular that you want to come and talk to the girls about, or like host a workshop, we can definitely do that, Crispin and Sakura. Fuck y'all.
Okay.
Y'all can do a bestie talk with the Diamond Project. Y'all can teach girls to support girls. We can be a girl's girl. We can do a sister circle and call it bestie talk. How about that?
Yeah, we could do that.
Seriously.
Y'all gonna have to find something for the men too, but that's it though. That's the one.
Michael, that's for you. You got it.
I mean, I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna need y'all to participate too, though.
No,
just like I'm participating with y'all.
No, we partnered with 100 Black Men of Grenada, so we've done stuff. We open a partnership for sure.
Okay, cool. We're gonna make it happen. Shout out to all the women out there holding it down. Y'all doing such a lovely job.
Thank you. Include your sister. We had Liz. Liz came and spoke. Was it last summer? I think it was it was last year at the girls' back to school event.
Okay.
She did. We had what we do is we'll find young women from Grenada, and they'll come in there and they'll talk to the girls and basically give them their journey from Grenada High School to where they are now. So it's called How She Did It. So we had Elizabeth to come in and talk about her journey to becoming a pharmacist.
That's right. Shout out to Liz Mix. Liz Mix.
That's Liz.
That's my big sister. Okay. So is there anything else you guys want to say before we get out of here?
No, I just want to say thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all support. We do get a lot of support from Grenada. So very grateful to everybody who support the Diamond Project, the parents, especially my mentors, y'all, because they work and they work hard and they work for free. So shout out to all my mentors and everybody that helped me to make this program possible, because I do it from DC, and you got to know I don't do it on my own. So shout out to all of my people.
That's right.
We wish you all the best, Andrea.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And for those that are just tuning in, you can catch the replay on Facebook or on YouTube on the Solux Life YouTube channel.
Perfect. Well, thank y'all. Thank you, Kristen, Sakura, and Mike. Appreciate y'all. And congratulations
No
to
problem.
y'all too, because this is dope. Y'all got y'all show on the radio. That's bomb.
That's right.